this deep thought for the hate. And let me tell you something, man. My hate
Deep
is very easy, very, very low level hate right now. And that's on the sports media, man. I'm so tired of turning on the television or the radio and hearing them talk about these same trash teams over and over. Every day, Cowboys, bruh. The Cowboys haven't won a fucking thing since I was like 8 years old. I'm 37. Who cares about these trash Negroes? When they get good, they overhyped. When they trash, they overhyped. Every day on First Take and what's the other one? Undisputed. Love these shows. All they talk about every day. Gotta have one segment at least, 20 minutes every episode. 32 NFL teams. Gotta talk about the Cowboys though.
This is that is my. I do have that issue. Now I don't have as much issue for people who, if you say you're a fan of that team, you want to talk about your team, that's cool. But my thing is, I hate it's on every show. Like even people who don't like the Cowboys, they're all talking about it. My thing is, I just want people to make content that they are genuinely passionate about, not just talk about what they think is going to get clicks and views. And that's what is annoying about it. It's all it's just for numbers. It's just for, I get it. It's just for business, but I just think it's lame.
You're right for that though, because like Skip loved the Cowboys, so he's gonna talk about the Cowboys. It's his show. That's fair. Yeah. But these other people, like, bro, why? And then it's not just them. It's always the same, like 5 teams. They always on the East Coast. Sometimes they on the West Coast. But they're talking about. Let's talk about like right now. Let's talk about the New York Giants. No, let's not. Like, why? Let's talk about the Eagles. Are the Eagles going to be good this year? They might be all right, you know what I'm saying? But, like, they talking about these teams all day, and if it's not them, it's the NBA, same three topics. LeBron went to the store yesterday. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you see he went to the store and took a picture? It's the all season.
Yeah.
30-minute segment. Let's talk about what LeBron did yesterday. You saw he ate some cabbage, y'all? Y'all saw LeBron eat cabbage? Can you believe it? Would Jordan eat cabbage? Oh my God. The same shit.
Over and over again. Recycled content. Yeah. And recycled content because they know that it's at least, it's like it'll feed the least common denominator. But there's 32 teams in the NFL. You could talk about at least just give a segment for each one. I mean, just little stuff, you can have so many different things happening, reporting on each team's training camp, or, that'll get you 30 shows right there, 32 shows. Just do episode on each, but there's so many things. And then the funny thing is that the good teams, they're good teams that deserve shine, that don't get it because it's only those teams. It's not like all the teams suck, and because the Cowboys have a bigger fan base, we'll talk about that. It's like, no, there are these great teams, but it doesn't matter because we got to talk about the Cowboys.
Man, I got so many more reasons to hate on them though. Bruh. Not just do they have these same teams they talk about all the time, but they have people that all they do is they never play shit. They don't really know what the hell they talking about. Telling players that they wrong. It don't make no sense, man. I saw Mad Dog yelling at your boy,
Ryan Clark.
Yeah, Ryan Clark yelling at him, telling him he don't know what he's talking about. Like, my dude, I played in the league. You a writer. You don't know shit about it. You're a baseball fan. Like, you talking about the NFL. And he was going in on him, like telling him all kinds of stuff, bro. I was like, yo. They actually cut a segment because they started getting into it even more. They didn't even show it on TV. That's how crazy it was. But that's the type of stuff I'm talking about too. These people get paid millions of dollars. Stephen A. get paid millions of dollars. He's supposed to be an NBA expert. He don't even know about the NBA teams. Like, why are they paying you so much money? You don't even know about nobody but the same 5 teams. LeBron. You can talk about LeBron all day. Did you see LeBron had on gray underwear yesterday under his Lakers uniform? That means he's about to go to the Clippers, y'all. They talking about Boston or the Nets. They talking about who else? Do they even talk about other teams? Oh, Steph Curry.
Yeah,
that's like the 5 NBA teams.
Yeah.
It's like, did you know that the Atlanta Hawks? Or like they only talk about like 5 teams.
I can't get mad at Stephen A. though. He did his time, so he deserved that. But
no,
he just
no,
an old
no. I hate that. No. Here's the thing.
Right.
You use your time. You got there. To me, you keep doing what got you there. Whatever whatever it is. And for him, it was talking about those things that got him there. But my thing is, if you got there by being an NBA expert, you need to keep being an NBA expert. Okay. That's how you got there. You can't just say, "Oh, I did my time."
You can't do that though.
What do you mean you can't do that?
I mean, you can't do
You can't be in the locker rooms the same way.
You don't have to be in the locker room. You don't have to be in the locker room.
Yes, you do.
No, you can have another reporter. You have a ghost. You have somebody else that you go to get your information.
Right. If I'm not in the locker room and I know more than you, then how the hell why he got to be in the locker room? He worked for a company that has a gang of reporters.
One for every that team report on their own stuff, though.
He could read it. Read the shit they wrote. You pay millions of dollars to be on TV all day. In between us shows, in commercial breaks, and in the morning when you're supposed to prep for the show, read some shit you saw online about some different teams.
That dude is a talking figurehead.
No, yeah,
we know.
But he's a talking figurehead. So this is the thing. People get on the show with credentials, right? And said, these are my credentials. This is why you should listen to me. Okay? And then the credentials get replaced by these are my followers. Like, this is my brand, and my brand is big. People will listen to me. So now I don't need the credentials. I don't need the expertise anymore. But that's stupid because, like, or if you're going to be a doctor, you have to continuously keep studying and being relicensed. You don't just get to say, I did it once, I'm good for life. That doesn't work that way. If you want to be an expert in any field, you need to keep studying that field.
But there's a difference between reading something in a book and actually being there and getting it done. There's plenty of doctors who just talk all day. Oh, I read this book. This is the newest study, but they wouldn't be able to go into surgery and do it themselves. They haven't practiced with the equipment. They don't know what's going on. They can't. They're talking.
Is that true? They have a bunch of surgeons that just sit around and talk about being in surgery?
No, that's not true. I mean, not a practicing. If you're a practicing doctor, you're licensed. Now, if you move into now you're the chief of medicine for the hospital, you don't do surgeries anymore. That's different. But if you are continuing,
but they don't know what they're talking about. Like, so 5 years you can be chief of medicine, but since now everything's evolved, now you don't know what you're talking about. Get out of here, or what?
But he doesn't do the same job no more. He runs business. He talks to surgeons and says, "Hey, how y'all surgeons doing?"
And Stephen A. don't do the same job no more.
Right.
He's not a writer.
Nonsense.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
So I'm not mad at him because that's his job. That's his job now, though. His job is to be entertaining.
That's
not
my issue.
A sports writer.
That's my problem. It's sports shows. They act like it's just gossip channel.
It is gossip channel. That's all it is.
That's what I don't want to watch gossip channel. I don't want to
watch sports discussion with knowledgeable folks that could talk about knowledge and know what and have a good debate.
I don't think that happens on TV no more.
I think it does. I just think there's very few people that do it. There's like 5 or 6 people on the TV that do it. The rest of them just talk about feelings. They might as well be YouTubers, man. They just sitting up there on TV. You know, they getting paid a grip. They don't know nothing about teams that's not the same 5 teams. And it's for every sport. Baseball is the Yankees and the Dodgers. You know what I mean? Like, they talk about 2 teams. Football, there's 5 or 6 teams. Mahomes. Now they talk about the Bills. It's like certain teams that's on top at a time. That's all they talk about. Then they know one player on the team. They might know Russell Wilson's on a team. They might know, they just know a couple players. They don't know the team. They just say nonsense. The shit don't make no sense. It's not credible. They don't know, like, they talk about the Saints. Of course, I know this because I'm a Saints fan. They talk about the Saints. They say, oh, man, well, what are they going to do without Sean Payton?
Yeah. The best play caller. Oh, what is it? Yeah, Sean Payton's son. I hate when people keep calling him the best play caller. They lost the best play caller.
They said, this is
then they don't even mention that
what are they going to do? They've never had this guy, Pete Carmichael, call plays. It's like, bro,
like
Sean Payton missed mad games, suspended a whole year. Who was calling the plays then? And then like, they really have no clue. Even though they sat there and talked about Bountygate every day when it happened. So the same people who you would think they have a memory, have any knowledge, they have zero. They have producers that give them sheets of stats to read and shit. They don't look at it. They just read the shit like little monkeys on the page, bro. They don't be doing no work for themselves. I don't see it. Now, I do think, like I said, it's not everybody. I think Skip be doing a lot of research, but they only talk about what he want to talk about, right? Shannon does research because he wants to, fight back, basically. There's some other shows.
They're my favorite show. Undisputed is my favorite show.
Yeah. I haven't listened in months because
I don't listen
football,
every day. But again,
I don't listen to anything every day no more.
They talk about the same topics all the time, so that's why I get tired of it.
All the time.
But when something new happens, they are interested to see because they will talk about that new topic in a way that I find entertaining.
Right. I only watch it during the seasons. I don't watch.
They don't know. A lot of these guys, like I said, they just don't know anything about anybody they're talking about. They only know about one or two things, maybe, and that's being generous.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think nobody cares about technical stuff. I mean, most of the common fan doesn't care about the technical intricacies of the football game and offensive line play and stuff like that. Like, people don't care like that.
See, I disagree because let me tell you, the only show that they had that actually does where they show that stuff, they put it on at like 6 a.m. Called NFL Matchup. Yeah. And if you don't record it, you don't never see that shit on. But they have people all day, the NFL content, people are watching it nonstop. So you telling me if you had a show on where former players actually told you some shit, actually looked at some film, actually said something about maybe all the teams, that wouldn't be successful? I don't understand. You got 57 shows every day that talk about the same 5 topics. PTI, Around the Horn, other dudes arguing, Jalen and Jacoby, other dudes saying the same thing over. Then you got First Take that say the same thing. The dudes that come on before that, Get Up, Max and J. Will and Zubin or whatever. Every single one of these shows, they say the same shit. So you're telling me that not one show, not a half hour a day, you could have where the dudes actually talked about something that wasn't the same 5 topics?
Right. Yeah, and I think I hate that response, like, oh well, not nobody wants to hear that. But like, I think is if you expect nothing of like the audience, then like one, I find that insulting. One as an individual, like you saying like I can't, want to be interested in film like or something like that. But I think if you expect nothing, then you're gonna get nothing. It's basically, I mean, you gotta put the program on, and let the people say for themselves whether they're gonna, want to watch it. Just like you said, it don't have to be the whole thing. It don't have to be just an hour-long show and they're 24 hours of programming.
Hold on, I just think y'all are missing their intended audience. Their First Take is on at the office all day when people just pop in for one segment, lunch break, see what's popping, and that's it. They only care about the surface level, and that's
great.
It.
So what about the other 20 hours a day?
I don't know. Sports Center, I guess it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be a little bit more in depth, but it's not.
Sports Center is
pretty lame.
Sports
Center is the worst.
I ain't watched Sports Center since they had Jamel and what's the name on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 10 years since I watched
Sports Center is terrible. Yeah. It really is bad. So I agree. But
yeah, man. And look, they got 15 retired NFL players on the payroll, 10 retired NBA players on the payroll, and y'all can't let them just talk about the sport for a little while? I don't feel like that would even cost them that much. They just sitting around all day just to come on for like 5 minutes to do one segment. They're like, let's bring in JJ Redick. JJ Redick pop in on Zoom. Oh, I think that the players suck. They played against plumbers. And then be like, all right, JJ, thanks for coming on. We'll see you on the next show.
Yeah. I like JJ, though. I do like JJ, but...
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying, like, these dudes, they're getting paid. They on call, I guess. I mean, I don't know what their schedule is or whatever, but they can't do a show where they, like, actually talk about the sport.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's my worst thing is I hate when everybody's the same. Like, my thing is there's few people that stand out, you know, like JJ stands out to me or whatever. But some people stand out. But why do you want to just repeat the same thing about the same topics that everyone else already did anyway, or everyone else is doing anyway? Like, I hate that.
That's why I like Dan Le Batard's show so much.
It's different. It's different. Yeah.
Mm.
So my thing is, I don't care, you know, or even like, for instance, the TNT show, they're not like super analytical, you know, Chuck and Shaq, but they're funny. They're just funny. They're themselves.
So but then they have an analytical segment.
They do have, He runs to the board and they'll break it down. Exactly. Yeah. So they could do it all in one show, in just a 30-minute halftime show. But in a 24-hour programming, we don't have time for anything funny or anything analytical. Stupid.
Yep. That's why they cut their limits on that off.
Yep, exactly.
But it's like, nah, you got to go.
Yeah.
So,
and Dan was the only one out there having fun. Him and Bomani, I like Bomani a lot too.
Yeah, I like Bomani.
But they cut all their young people.
Bomani got too black for him. They was like, nah, you getting too black, dog. You got to go, bro.
Yeah. Put him on a podcast only.
Yeah.
Yeah.